This is AT&T Field. Opened in 2000, it has been the home of the minor league Chattanooga Lookouts baseball team. Baseball greats like Adam Dunn and Cal Ripken Jr. have run these bases, and every Friday night fans are treated to a fireworks show right after the baseball game. Many stories have been created and told from within AT&T Field, but one of Chattanooga's biggest stories didn't happen here. It happened at Ingle Stadium. One of Chattanooga's own did something that only a select few can claim. Her name was Jackie Mitchell, and this is her story.
Jackie was a tough little tomboy who needed, all she needed was the platform to show what she could do. She was a lefty, she threw a drop ball, she was coached on how to throw it by a Hall of Fame pitcher.
Dazzy Vance lived down the street from Jackie Mitchell, so he taught her how to throw a curve, he taught her how to pitch. So she could pitch, she had a very good ability to pitch.
And she had a slow drop, curve, pitch, something like that. Something that was really unique.
So she was legitimate in her own way as far as being able to go stand up on the mound and resemble a professional pitcher.
Joe, being the showman that he was, saw an opportunity in bringing Jackie Mitchell onto the team to showcase her efforts. You know, this is a long time before women's lib and equal rights and all that, so it was really a novelty item to bring a girl onto a baseball field where these guys are playing.
And in fact, he was alerted to Jackie's talents by Kid Everfeld, who evidently was, you know, he would run baseball clinics and he was well known in baseball circles. Jackie went to one of his clinics. Joe Engel was contacted. Joe gets interested in her, signs her to a contract to pitch for the Lookouts.
It was long before, you know, helmets and all these protective gear that we have now. So if you got hit with one of these pitches or a ball that came back off one of these bats, it would really leave a mark.
So, you know, start to think about this. It's 1931 and there's a woman that's been assigned to a contract to play on a minor league team. Created major controversy, headlines across the country. You know, we can't have women in baseball.
So he brings her in this exhibition game. The Yankees are on their way up from Florida on the way back home from spring training, and they stop in town, taking the train. Obviously there's plenty of rail yards here, and they stop in town to play this exhibition game because they know Joe Engel. He's got a history with the major leagues, with the Senators, and they do him this favor to stop and play the team.
The year is 1931. And Lookouts owner Joe Engel has just announced 2 exhibition games between the hometown Chattanooga Lookouts and the visiting New York Yankees. The 1931 Yankees included the most dreaded lineup in baseball. That legendary cast of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig had been donned to Murderers Row. The games were to be played on Wednesday, April 1st and Thursday, April 2nd. Engel advertised that a local prodigy would be pitching against the Bronx Bombers. She would be 17 years old, left-handed, and the only woman ever to be signed to a Major League Baseball contract. Her name was Jackie Mitchell. Her showdown against the Murderers Row was set for April 1st, but the game was rained out. The next day, however, brought a sold-out crowd to Ingle Stadium to watch the young Jackie face the mighty New York Yankees. When the Lookout starting pitcher Clyde Barfoot allowed a double and a run-scoring single to put the Yankees up 1-0, Lookouts manager yanked Barfoot and put Jackie in. Her first opponent would be none other than Babe Ruth. After warming up, Ruth stepped into the batter's box, tipped his cap to the young lady on the mound, and was ready for the pitch. Jackie pulled out a mirror and dusted the shine off her nose before delivering her first professional pitch. Babe let it go for a ball. The young Jackie then brought the capacity crowd to its feet by making Ruth swing and miss strikes 1 and 2. Jackie then amazed the baseball world by sneaking strike 3 by the Babe Ruth. But the young Jackie wasn't done yet. She then struck out Lou Gehrig in 3 straight pitches. Ingalls Stadium's faithful were in utter amazement at having just seen a 17-year-old woman strike out 2 of the game's greatest hitters. However, Jackie lost her steam and walked the next batter. The Lookouts manager then pulls Jackie and returns Clyde Barfoot to the mound, but not before Jackie Mitchell stuns the baseball world with 2 of the most famous strikeouts in Chattanooga's history. Not surprisingly, Jackie's feat earned her a spot on the next day's front page. But just as quickly as she struck the 2 Yankees out, people started to speculate whether Ruth and Gehrig genuinely tried to get a hit off of Jackie, or if they were just a part of a Joe Ingles stunt to sell tickets.
You know, what a great moment in sports history.
Sweet lady convinced until the day she died that she really struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. The legend will always be open to debate.
It's a great debate that will go on forever. Was it a classic prank by Joe Ingles, or did he bring her on as a show and then she really did pull off this feat?
Her appearance against the Yankees was originally scheduled to be on April the 1st. It got rained out to April the 2nd. Was it an April Fool's joke Joe was trying to pull? Joe wasn't saying. Babe and Lou weren't saying.
Ruth and Gehrig never claimed that they agreed to a fix. Watching Babe Ruth strike out to this girl at the time would have been a great opportunity for Gehrig to get up there and knock one out of the park and really show up Babe Ruth. He didn't do it. He got up and struck out too.
And the story goes that the commissioner of baseball made Joe Ingles tear up her contract because baseball was too strenuous for a woman. To be 17 years old, to be your first time on the mound as a professional, and you're pitching against Babe Ruth? I mean, come on, even if it is, you know, just a show, I mean, wouldn't you be intimidated? That's a pretty gutsy thing for her to do.